GeoVoc is an independent Christian EDM and pop artist who does a lot of different songs in different styles with his music. Is there anything you want to add and about you as an artist? Anything that I missed?
No, that pretty much sums it up. I write in many different styles of EDM, and I'm exploring even further into subgenres and hope to expand what I write in so I can reach different groups of people.
Yeah, definitely. Very diverse, and I think you're getting better every song, in my opinion. I've been kind of following your music for quite some time now. Speaking of that, so where does your music skill come from? Just tell us your history with music. I mean, where'd you learn it? Where'd you first get interested in it? Just tell us a little bit about that.
Well, piano was the first instrument I learned. I just sort of sat down at our piano that my father had bought a piano for my mom, and then she got pregnant with me, so she wasn't able to play it. And then I just picked it up one day when I was about 6 years old, and I just started to mess around on the piano. And before I started with just simple songs, writing simple melodies that I liked the way they sounded. And then as time went on, my songs got more diverse, and I started to ask questions with other piano players. And then as time went on, they would teach me things, and that really helped me become a better piano player. And then when I was about 10, I picked up the guitar. I just woke up one morning and I was like, I want to learn guitar. And so guitar I advanced in more quickly than piano. I think a lot had to do with my age, but I started writing songs for the guitar pretty much instantly as well. And as time's gone on, I've gotten better over time by that. And as with piano, I would always ask for help. I would look up videos, try to learn new techniques, anything really that could help advance my skills and abilities. But
so essentially, you're self-taught mainly.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did
Wow,
take.
sure.
Well, thank you. I did take a few lessons where I learned a few chords or like a new technique or something, but it was very short, the lessons. It wouldn't be qualified as like I took it for a period of time. It was only like
Yeah.
a week
Yeah.
or two.
And we kind of touched on this earlier, but you said you're working with a lot of diverse styles. Where is your style going right now? I mean, what is your next thing? What are you trying out?
For me, it's definitely more dance and EDM and house music, just more that direction. EDM is actually something I more recently started to write in, but I've always enjoyed it and always liked it. And I feel the Christian community doesn't have as much EDM around, or not much that is mainstream at least. And I figured it would be cool to write in that so I could sort of reach that group of people because there isn't much Christian EDM.
Yeah, you're definitely part of the growing community of Christian EDM, and they seem to add to it every day. And I just noticed you're saying like the Christian EDM. How did you get into? I mean, what artists did you hear first? How did you learn about it?
With Christian EDM, probably the first was Capital Kings, their album, their second album. That was So it was very recent, not something that I've been listening to, or as in like because there is very little Christian EDM. It was like there was always that dance and pop influence before, but now it's sort of really grown into EDM. Like as you've seen with Capital Kings, their first album was more pop, and it's gotten more EDM and
more dubstep.
Yeah,
they're really getting to full on dubstep before. Because at first I thought they were pretty awesome, but with the dubstep influence, now they're going full on just dubstep beats and basses and drops, and now I think they're amazing.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
so, how do you make a song? I mean, from idea to final mix, what's your process? Just quickly run us through that.
Usually, with EDM, the process for writing a song is, I just, I sit down and I just go through all the different instruments that, and sounds that I have on my program, which I use Logic Pro 10, and, I find a sound I like, and then I just mess around a bit on the piano, and then I'll come up with a rhythm lick or something, and then I'll try to come up with a different bass lick, so it's not like the same progression for every song, and um, it sort of builds off of that, and then I'll add more sounds, layer them, drums, and vocals are usually the last thing I do, but that's usually the process. It just happens. I can't really say.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's just funny that that's the opposite of I think you might have heard that I just interviewed Robin Dameron II, and he starts with the vocals and then kind of ends with the other stuff. So it's
Oh,
it's
that's
interesting. It's the
interesting.
exact
Yeah.
opposite. Um so as a young artist, I mean, you're still in high school, correct?
Yes, this is my last year.
Yes. Yeah, so you as a young artist, what are the advantages and disadvantages kind of, starting now? Just starting while, you're still in high school and
The ad-
still other things.
the advantage is I have more time, and I have since I'm in high school too, I have more people that I can reach immediately because I have classmates and there are students, so I can be like, "Hey, I wrote a song. You want to check it out or something?" So it's better in that way. But when it comes to working with people that have been in the game for a while and uh, more well-known artists, it's harder because they're like, most of the time it's like, "Oh, he's just starting. I'm not really interested in working with you because you're new and you don't really have a huge following or anything." So that's more the disadvantage, but it's awesome to be able to start out at this young age, and I have more time
Yeah.
to grow.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I'm seeing that there's a growing community of Christian artists that are starting like teenagers, people like Adrian Strestro and others who are just starting
Hmm.
pretty young, and they're really progressing right now. And you imagine what people like you and others will be like in 10 years. But I don't want to skip ahead. So, what advice would you give like a creative Christian, especially a young one like you?
Hmm. Well, first and foremost, keep the focus on God, because without Him and without His blessing on the work, it's not. There's no point. It's going to be empty and reap no eternal benefits. So definitely keep your eyes on God throughout it, and seek His will, even for something as simple as releasing music, because like God might want you to wait on releasing a song or something, and just waiting on His time, and then also being friendly with everyone, uh, helping people that are starting, giving suggestions, contacting anyone, not really charging money to work with them, just like doing it as a friendship, and like, I just want to work with you because I've been where you are. I want to help you, and I like to meet new people. So that's advice that I would really give. And then
Yeah.
always you can perfect your craft and become better at songwriting and seeking advice of people who have
Yeah.
been doing it a long time. So
Yeah, those are things I can definitely tell you definitely put into practice. So tell us a little bit about a turning point in your relationship with Christ. Like, I don't know, maybe a rough time, or maybe a time where you just got super inspired and energized, or just tell us something about like that, like a turning point.
well, I've always grown up in a Christian home and a lot of Christian influence, thankfully. Uh, when I was about in eighth grade, that's when I started to read my Bible more, and that's when I started to really hunger for the Lord and really start to grow in my walk with Him. However, last year was a really bad time just dealing with depression and all because uh, uh, 9 people in my family died within 1 year.
Oh no.
And I had a lot of issues going on with people I knew and people turning away from the Lord, and it was just a lot of issues going on. So that was a rough time, but things have been better, thankfully. And I was thankful I went through the time, even though it was tough, but it was a great learning process for me. And so it's also given me an opportunity to have that as something I can relate to people with and be like, yeah, I've been through that. I've been through all these hard times, and I can help and use that with writing. And for example, with like Need You, like that was something I wrote in a time like that. I wrote it a few months before I released it, but that was about the time that all that was going on, and it was just a lot of things going on. So
yeah, definitely. I'll remind the listeners, and I definitely will keep you in our prayers.
appreciate it.
I'm actually going to add a question here. What do you need as a Christian creative artist? This is probably more for me than other people, but what exactly do you feel like something that you need or something that has been useful to you that you need more of?
How do you mean exactly? With
Like,
just people helping, or
yeah, people helping. Like, how could I help or someone else help you?
as an indie artist? Do you mean like for just as
Yeah.
growing? Okay.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is just always support and prayer in any way is always appreciated. Prayer is a huge part of it. Encouragement in any way, feedback, saying like, "Oh, I really like this," or if someone, for me, example, if I ask like, "Hey, I'm not sure what to do. Let me know what you guys think." Just giving honest feedback, but in a nice way. And if it's a listener, just taking the time to share a link or tell a friend that you think might be interested in the music is, even if it's one person more that listens to it, it's still one more person. And I don't do this for money, but in order to continue with it, I have to at least make back what I put into it. And I'm never forcing anyone to give me money, but, getting fans and people that support you is a huge part. So you sharing my songs is a huge thing. It's really appreciated, and because
Yeah. So basically you're saying community is something that you like to have, like a community of fans who are willing to share and comment and engage.
yes.
Okay. So the big question, what can we expect to hear from you next, basically? What are you planning as a significant release?
My biggest release, I'm hoping to release this coming either late May or early June. Still trying to figure out because I keep on writing new songs, and I like some of the new songs better than the old ones. So I'm trying to pick the better of my songs. This tomorrow, I have another song coming out, 1970, which you've been playing, and that was inspired, I mentioned, by Adam Young's score project. So sort of cinematic, soundtracky in a way, but sort of a different branch to expand my writing. But the main focus is I'm probably thinking either in between an EP album, so somewhere from 7 to 10 tracks is my hope. And mostly due to money, I would release more if I could afford it, but I can't, unfortunately. Yeah. But I'm working with some artists or some singers that are locally that have a lot better voices. So hopefully the songs will be better.
So you're going to have some features on it?
Yes. No one super well known, but it's a start. And this coming August, big news would be I'm doing a song with GeoVoc. So
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Yeah, because I remember that remix contest. That was the first time I heard the name GeoVoc.
mhm.
Was when you're doing a remix of his song, and I tried at that, but I didn't do as well as you did.
Thank you.
Um, but thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just one last question about the future. Where do you expect to go? I mean, as an artist, are you going to continue to be indie? Are you, I mean, if someone was to sign you, are you looking in that direction? Where do
Um,
you expect to go?
well, the benefit of being indie is that you make your own decisions, but when you have a label, it's always nice that you have people that can help you more, and you're not as independent, and um, you reach more people because, for example, if it's a bigger label, they obviously have a lot of people following them, so they reach more people, and then you get more feedback and all. But I
So, so for right now, you plan to be indie?
for sure, definitely for the rest of this year, I would uh really like to sign to a label just because I would love to tour and be able to go visit places and communicate and spend time with people that like my music, and as a Christian to minister and just to be around and go and make disciples. So that would be really awesome for me. But right now, since I'm still beginning, the focus is just indie, and hopefully God will open the door next year that
Yeah,
I could sign to a label or something. So
yeah.
we'll see where
So
God
you
leads.
never know what's going to happen in the next 5 years. I've
Yes.
learned that myself. You never know what God has in store. So
Amen.
thank you so much for this interview, and I
Yeah,
hope that we
absolutely.
get to hear more from you again, both in music and hopefully interviews, and
Yeah, that would
continue
be
making the
awesome.
music. You got my support, and hopefully every listener.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.